Whoop, whoop. Good evening, everybody. Tonight is a blessed night. I want to appreciate everybody who's watching these videos. Please share these videos with your Facebook groups, with Instagram, Snapchat. It don't matter, whatever you got, man. This is a great place to be. Come and learn about some sobriety and recovery. And know that I love you as well as God does. So with that, today I want to talk about the importance of a sobriety day. And if you think that's interesting and you want to hang out and learn about the humility of starting a new sobriety day, well, sit right there and stay tuned, because here we go. Let's get it cracking.
Yes, this drug abuse, we call it Joker. Living sober. Chris Hoppins act like ain't leaving until this world is sober. We living sober. We living sober.
Woo woo! Yup. Here we are, guys. So, before we get too far along, let's go ahead. Oops, sorry about that. Before we get too far along, let's go ahead and smash that like button. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Do a little massage into it. Drop me a comment on the bottom. It ain't that hard. Just go ahead and do it. And if you ain't already subscribed to this channel, go ahead and hit that notification bell right beside of it too. That way you can get notified every time I go live with a new video. I love sobriety, if you haven't figured that out yet. And let's get straight into these articles, because there's a couple of them I want to go through. All right, so this one comes from the Medium Post. Beginning again. It's Myron's story. And I wanted to take you through and read you a little bit about his story and then elaborate a little bit of my personal experience as well. It says, my name's Myron. My sobriety date is April 14th, 2010, and I'm proud alumnus of Healing Transitions, formerly the Healing Place of Wake County. I came to Healing Transitions from Little Rock. I was referred to here into the transitions by the Kelly Foundation, whose curricular dynamics is used for the program of Healing Transitions. By the power of God, Healing Transitions in the program of Alcoholics Anonymous. I've been sober forever, over 7 years. Whoa! That's the same as me. Prior to my sobriety date, my life was filled with depression, broken relationships, failed attempts at employment and education, no joy, no purpose. The dreams that I once had for a successful life had all died, and I no longer had the desire to live. Woo! If I didn't know that was the truth. I don't know about you, but when I was in my addiction, I hit some hard rocks and some hard spots in my life. And, sometimes it's better off to be dead. But if it was better off to be dead, I would have laid there. I would have not started a new clean date. I would have just continued being depressed about poor me. Because I'm so wrapped up in me. But you know what? Fortunately, God picked me up out of that bed and told me to get myself into the hospital. And then here we go. It says, if you have ever experienced the pains of alcoholism or addiction, there's really no need for elaborate on the details of what those dark days or what those pitiful moments of hopelessness and despair feels like and look like. By the time I reached bottom, I was 29 years old, shut up in an apartment that I felt had become a prisoner of. Empty bottles everywhere, and the only thought that I had was maybe I would fall asleep and not wake up. I was malnourished, emaciated, and no longer able to digest food. I could not digest alcohol anymore, but I could not stop drinking. Death seemed to be the only solution to my problem. In desperate attempt to overcome, I picked up the phone and called a trusted friend in recovery. I confessed to him that I needed immediate help. That I did not think that was going to make it. I did not think that I was going to make it, and that I was willing to do anything he told me. Years of denial and fighting the obvious fact that my life was out of control and had come to an end. It was suggested to me that I needed long-term help, that 28 days was not sufficient for my situation. It was suggested that I needed to leave town and fight for my life with all that I had. So basically, we all know that most sober facilities will put you in there for 30 to 45 days, give you a new foundation and a new start. Some are longer than that, some are not. It really depends on the place that you went. This was the time frame for this place that he went to. And we all know that 45 days, 28 days, they are not enough for a broken spirit. They're not enough for a broken individual. We need a lot more help. If we do not have at our dispense a drug facility or somewhere, a rehab center that goes longer than that, well, what the rehabs are telling us is we're giving you a foundation to build upon. So if we're giving you a foundation to build upon, you find God or good orderly direction, and then you get out there and do some work for this sobriety. If you want sobriety, you will do the work. Look, relapse is not a necessity. It is a part of the program, but it doesn't have to be a part of your story. It was a part of my story. But a lot of people the more people that tell you that relapse was a part of their program or a part of their story, sometimes that gives people the initial mind frame to think that they can go out and start again because they can use the excuse of, I'm an addict, alcoholic, and relapse is a part of the program. But it doesn't have to be. It really depends on how many times you want to start from the hospital rooms, from the hospital bed, or from a new sober date, because it is humbling to have to tell somebody you used or you drank. It is very humbling to understand that you made a mistake. The fear is not in that I made the mistake. The fear is that I have to tell people I made that mistake. And that is a part of recovery that will get us to the next point of our recovery, which is called accountability. We committed to the program, and now we have to be held accountable, and that is the whole purpose behind the sober day, is so that the people that I'm talking to and the people that are listening to me can understand where I'm at in my recovery. If I'm steadily lying to people, or I'm not expressing the how of the program, which is honesty, open-mindedness, and willingness, if I'm not willing to disclose my sobriety day, well, people don't know how to talk to me and they don't know how to listen to me. So I need to be held accountable, and the group does that. The group holds me accountable. The people that I love, I owe it to them to let them know what has happened in my life that caused me to start a clean day again. And the important thing is not that we have to start again. The important thing is that we started again. That's it. So let's go on. Says, I have come to realize that even the smallest bit of faith can yield unbelievable results. You see, it took faith to pick up that phone and surrender. It took even more faith to leave everything and everyone that I knew and take a 22-hour bus ride to a place I'd never been, and no substantial certainty of what would become of my life. I stayed at Healing Transitions a total of 16 months, and I completed the program July 31st, 2011. After completion of the program, I moved to the Jobs Journey Apartments and resided there for 4 years. While at Jobs Journey, I was able to practice responsibilities of living sober and independent while in a protective environment. I became deeper and involved in AA, I was introduced to a healing transition. I was also able to work and return to college to pursue dreams that had died as a result of my drinking. I am eternally grateful for the decision I made to make that phone call 7 years ago. From the way that things have turned out, I feel that the decision for me to make that phone call was made by a power greater than myself. Go figure. It says, since completing the program of Healing Transition, I am progressively becoming a productive member of society. After 10 years of failing attempts of education, I received an associate's degree in 2013, a bachelor's degree in 2015. I'm currently in the law school pursuing a Juris Doctor. I have been employed full-time in the field of criminal justice for 4 years. I've also lived on my own for 2 years. The relationships that my drinking had destroyed have been renewed. New relationships are being created today. And today I find purpose in the dilemma that plagued nearly 1/3 of my life. And that is true for me too. Because if I had not picked up that phone, I don't want to elaborate on the details of what happened, but I got sober, had 4 relapses, came back, had to confess my shortcomings, had to confess that I had messed up. You know, it wasn't a slip or a relapse because I already knew the program and I knew what to do, but I didn't do it at that time. So therefore, I didn't lose a lot that time because I was already in the program. I just had a few setbacks. I'd already worked the steps and I just chose to drink. And since I chose to drink, every time I come back, my sponsor was sure to let me know that I needed to express my sobriety date in every meeting so that I could feel how humbling it is to know I'm not perfect. I am a human and I do have shortcomings. And this is a progressive situation. We're in a progressive disease. The problem is that when I step outside of that box of progressiveness, the disease grabs a hold of me and swifts me back off into addiction. And once I get back into alcoholism or addiction, it is 100 times faster than it was before because I have tools to get further along. And I also have the tools for sobriety and recovery. Will I choose to use those tools or not? That is the issue nowadays. It's not about if I have the tools to stay clean. It's do I really have the humility to start all over again? No, because when I express humility for starting a new clean date, that is some humility that I don't really want to feel too much. So once I feel that humility, it holds me accountable because I don't want to keep going through that same humility, confusion, destruction, desperation. I just don't want to do it. So I get clean and I stay clean. That's how we don't have to express that amount of humility in that situation. This guy actually had to, they say you don't have to change much in the program of Alcoholics Anonymous or NA. You just have to change everything in the program of Alcoholics Anonymous to live by good orderly direction or God. Because we're not it, right? So, for me, I had to go to a new town, new people, doing new things, and I changed everything. And therefore, my story is just like this one. I don't have the college degrees, I don't have all that, but what I do have is I have spiritual richness. I'm spiritually blessed. I'm grateful and thankful, and that's a part of my story. And let's go on and finish this out. It is my hope that life brings encouragement and hope to someone who feels the hope that all hope is gone. Living sober has made room for a life that I never thought possible. Never in a million years did I think I would ever be in a position to encourage someone that life can be better. I had many attempts at failing at recovery. Let me express that again. I had many failed attempts at recovery before I surrendered. Get to tapping. Before I surrendered, and I am living proof that no matter how many times you have failed, you can begin again. You can begin again. It is just a very demoralizing thing. It was told to me a long time ago that it is hard to get sober and to go use again with a belly full of AA, with a belly full of NA, with a belly full of God telling you that ain't right. Woo! Isn't that hard? If you've relapsed in your life in this program, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. If you have relapsed in your recovery, in your program, and you have not disclosed that to anybody else, and you're still living in a bubble, and everyone around you still believes that you're sober and that you're still living this life, that is not the program. The program is all about honesty, open-mindedness, and willingness. That is still me being selfish. I'm still being self-centered. If I want to get out of selfishness and not be so self-centered, then I need to express my sobriety date each and every meeting. This is my belief and my opinion. I believe that, and I live by that. And I have seen many people who do not have or do not say their sobriety date. And a sponsor of mine told me one time, he said, look, if someone doesn't confess their sobriety date when they announce themselves at a meeting, then they probably don't have one. There's levels to this stuff, and of course we talk about this all the time. Yes, there's levels to this recovery and sobriety, and the levels go from 1 to whatever, right? And if we're talking to somebody on a level 1 that we think's on a level 4, then we are confusing these people. These people are looking at us like they don't know where we're at or what we're doing or what we're saying. And that is not the object of my game. That's not the object of this game. This game is about transparency, honesty, open-mindedness, and willingness. I need to be honest about my program, where I'm at in my sobriety, and how I got here. I need to be open-minded to new things, new places, and new peoples. And I need to be willing to follow some suggestions from other people to go new places and find new things to do. Now, with that, let's go ahead and flip over here to this is why I want to be sober. This is a sober manifesto, and it is awesome because it is just it's a telltale of where I was and where I'm at today. And it's a beginning to end, right? End being right now, beginning being when I started. So here we go. Boom, Shanaga, my sober manifesto. Why I want to be sober. It says I want to get sober because I want to reinvent myself and my health. Number 2, I'm just saying numbers so you'll identify where I'm at. Revitalizing my health is a daily process. It doesn't stop or pause. Every day I either increase or decrease my health. Staying sober increases it. Yes, it does. 3, today is day 1. Every day is day 1 of the rest of my life. And sometimes it is moment number 1. And then next time something happens, it's moment number 2. And then if I lose my sobriety date, I start back over with day 1 again. Just the same as I would if I get sober. You know, just because I have 7 years sober doesn't mean that I'm any further away from my next drink than the next suffering alcoholic. We're all in the same position, just as close as the next person who is facing this disease. The next one, number 4, I will take counsel from my intuition from others. Follow suggestions. From inspirational books to be mentored by institution. I will journal. I will sit in silence for an hour a day to be mentored by others. I will check into my sober community to be mentored by books. I will read daily books on spiritual and personal growth, which basically means I will meditate and pray to God or good orderly direction or whatever your God of your understanding is. And I will basically take some maintenance steps for my sobriety today. That's how I will stay clean. The next one, number 5, sobriety naturally causes a better and healthier life. True that. Next one. Let me scroll down a little bit. I will save money by being sober. Health is harder to measure than money by staying sober. I save money in many ways. Most obviously, I won't be buying a few bottles of wine each week or whatever your DOC is. I also save money when dining out, and I'll save money in calories by not having a post-booze carb sesh, usually in the form of greasy fast food. More money is nearly as good as more health. As good as more health. The next one, I will start calling myself sober today itself. I am sober. Today, I am sober. Today, hopefully, if you're watching this video, you are sober tonight. This is the night that if you're not sober, you get sober or you claim sobriety. Take sobriety and claim it. Next one. Taking advice from Teddy Roosevelt. I will do what I can where I am with what I have. I will start today. Obviously, that's a quote from Teddy Roosevelt. Let's do what we can, when we can, for as long as we can. The best we can. Next one. The choices I make today will impact who I am tomorrow, which is true. I am a much more interesting person who makes more interesting choices sober. Crazy, drunk decisions are not the same as interesting decisions. I want the story of my life to be interesting. Yeah. Let's go on. Next one. I will not allow my family, friends, and acquaintances to push me into drinking. I have not promised my life to anyone but myself. My sobriety is more important than family, friends, and acquaintances. My sobriety makes me happy. Then I don't have to rely on other people to make me happy. If my friends think I'm crazy, they aren't really my friends, not acquaintances, because if they think I'm crazy, they will probably stay acquaintances, and that's fine. Same with family. Here's the thing, guys. If family is not a very healthy decision for me to hang with them, then I wait till it's healthy for me to hang with them. And I build new friendships and new relationships today. My family today, my relationships today, they don't endanger my sobriety. Why? Because they don't drink. That's right. And if they do drink, I don't hang out long. Next one. I can still have fun and party sober when I can remember the fun times. Right. Life is more fun. Life is more fun when I can remember the fun times, and all of my fun times, which is each and every day and each and every moment, just like doing this video. I'm having fun because I'm trying to reach out and save someone else's life. If you like this, then you need to come back to my channel in the morning and watch some meditation and prayer, because I'm going to show you how I stay sober every day. And this is how I do it. This is how we do it. So, next one says, but it's okay to feel like I'm on the outside looking in. When that happens, I will remember Albert Einstein and Gregor Mendel. Brilliant scientist shunned by popular belief. Van Gogh, who only sold one painting during his lifetime, which he sold all the rest when he was dead. Allan Poe, who initially received no interest in his work. Next one. When I am feeling too sick or stressed or triggered or insert reason that lead to drink, to stay sober, I will remember that my health and sobriety go hand in hand. I'll make sure that I have slept enough, ate enough, drank enough water, spent enough time outside, spent time in silence, and exercised enough. After having done all those things, I no longer feel like drinking. After doing all these things, I no longer feel too sick. Well, basically, if I keep my mind busy, if I'm steadily doing things in the program, if I'm waking up and giving God the first parts of my day, this is staying busy to the point where I'm wore out and exhausted by the end of the day, and I ain't got no time for no drink or alcohol or drugs or none of that. What I want to do is snuggie up to my wife and go to bed and wake up and start the day again. Next one. The process of revitalizing my health and life is long. In fact, it never ends while I'm alive. I may as well start today. It won't end. Next one. I will practice gratitude daily in many phases of the journey. It's easy to become lackadaisical. Gratitude keeps me present. Gratitude keeps me from slipping backwards. I am grateful today. I'm so grateful that I spend a lot of time making videos for the sober community. May not have a lot of subscribers, may not have a lot of views, may not get a lot of thumbs up, which I ask you to please smash the thumbs up. But I'm going to tell you what I do have. I have gratitude for the one person, for the two people, for the 3 people who watch this video. I have gratitude for you. Thank you for watching this video, because it's meant to help you, and it helps me by helping you. Next one. When I'm doing all of these things and still it feels I'm making no progress, I will continue. Keep pushing. Change is always happening, even if I can't see it. I'm either slipping from where I want to be or growing into who I want to be. I will trust that making healthy decisions and staying sober will change me into who I am and to who I dream of being. I might not see the end, but I know that I'm moving in the right direction. Next one. I will live by the 4 agreements. Don Miguel Ruiz. I will be impeccable with my words, which means I will stop, pause, and respond. That's what it means to me. I won't take anything personally, which is very hard to do. I won't make assumptions. Oof, that strikes a nerve, not only with me, but does it with you? Do I assume that people are thinking something that they're probably not? Do I assume that life's going to hand me a ball of mess even though I haven't gotten it yet? Do I assume that I'm not going to be able to stay clean and sober today, although I'm sober right now? I don't know. Said I won't make assumptions, and I will try my best. Now, I don't like the word try, because I will put effort. I will put my best efforts forward, because try is not an action word. Efforts is a better action word for me. So that is the one that I choose to use. It says, when I do this, I will have no reason to be afraid. I will have no reason to fear. Fear is a thief. Fear is a liar. Fear is someone who steals, kills, and destroys all that we are working hard for. So don't let fear be a part of your story. It's not a part of mine anymore, and I don't want it to be a part of yours. Next one. If there's a negative factor in my life, I will cut it out. This goes for family, friends, acquaintances, work. Part of my health is mental. This is important. What is your manifesto? Ha ha! Woo-wee, guys. We hit a burner right there. Now that is straight fire. What is your manifesto today? What do you believe today is your objective for being clean and sober? What do you want to achieve? What do you want to achieve from a sobriety date? What do you want to give to the community? What do you want to give back to people? I'm only worth as much as I give away as I'm willing to give. Sober dates are very important to me, and they're very important to you. If they weren't very important to you, you wouldn't be afraid or fearful of stating those sober dates to family and friends or people you care about. If you don't have family and friends and you haven't made a relationship in the fellowship of Alcoholics Anonymous or with God, then I suggest that maybe it's time for you to reach out to some sober communities and learn how they deal with their disease. And listen, guys, I really would appreciate if you like this content to please share it with someone who is struggling with a sobriety date, who is struggling with the disease of alcoholism, who doesn't know how to reach out for help. And drop me a comment in the bottom. Drop me a message in the bottom. Or comment in the live chat, because I'm going to let this go at about 8 o'clock, about 8:30. And I would appreciate that each and every person who watches this video drops me a comment, drops me a like, and lets me know if you benefited from this, if this brought you closer to your relationship with God, if this gave you strength in your recovery, if you understand now the importance of a sobriety date and the importance of you being sober, not for you, but for the next person suffering. This is a big circle, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a big circle. I get sober for me, to be sober for you, to give you strength in your walk with God, in your strength and hope, in your faith for that higher power, for the strength that you have coming into this program and starting a brand new life. Look, guys, I am completely passionate about this disease, and I do not like it. That is what this content is about. I'm going on somebody's channel on next Sunday. I will be interviewing on Shane Reinhardt's channel, which he just has a bigger following than I. And so I hope that you guys are here for this. And then, of course, I'm going to share the link to his channel as well, because he does some stuff with people as well, and in recovery. So remember, guys, smash that like button. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. In case you can't see it, here you go. Sobriety is fun, and we should enjoy it. And that's what I want you to see with me, is that I enjoy my sobriety each and every day. So right after you get through smashing that like button, go ahead and subscribe to this channel if you're not already subscribed, because this is a great place to come to learn a little bit more about addiction, sobriety, and recovery. So smash that like button, subscribe to this channel, and it is a blessing to have you watch this channel, watch this content, and to be here today. So listen, guys, if you like what you hear and you want to hear more what I gotta say, smash that like button, guys. This is a deadly disease, and people are dying from this disease each and every day. And the more people that we can get watching videos like this, and watching videos like Shane's, and watching videos like Sober Talk, that is another one that I get on every Thursday. It's a live chat. Come on there, Sober Talk. And if that's something that you guys enjoy as much as I, then join me. And let's change the world, one person at a time, starting with us. I'm Chris. I'm an alcoholic. 11-19-12. I'm cashing out. Y'all have a blessed day.